So I want to do this healing session for abandonment, just healing the abandonment wound, which runs so very deep in some of us that it just sometimes feels like a never-ending hole. So I want to bring in as much healing energy as I can for this issue, as the angels are willing to provide, to really get to the core of it. So calling in the angels and the guides, and I do feel that this affects our sense of self-worth, because I'm actually feeling it so much in the solar plexus. And this may also be where we tried to prevent abandonment by holding on or trying to control. So really feeling a softening in that solar plexus as the light first activates it. And really this feels like it's the abandonment of the authentic self. Because again, I'm feeling this in the solar plexus. So whether this is the abandonment of our own authentic self or feeling that it was abandoned by others, it's really bringing, or that we abandoned our authentic self in order to keep relationships to others. Really feeling the light come in. And it's also touching on the root chakra and the throat chakra. As that need to please others and choose others, but it's coming through as please others, subsides. I feel the presence of a female angel or guide, deity even, like Isis or something, who is a most devoted archetype and a divine mother. And I feel her like saying that you can have both, that you don't have to choose between yourself and others, that there's like a disintegration of this belief that it's me or them. And any connection to survival that belief has, that's most profound to me, because that really touches on some concepts around scarcity and poverty, where we get that like dog eat dog world where it's like me or you. It's touching on that on a collective level and bringing in this understanding of both abundance and we can both win in a sense, but it's more than that. It's more than us both winning. It's like this, I can have you and me too. And I can love you and me too. This us concept, this concept of us being a safe, there being enough for us. Yeah, okay. Really pushing into the solar plexus here. And the root chakra on some really, like I said, some really core poverty, lack consciousness, really being cleared from that root. This could touch on past lives or experiences on a social level or familial stuff, prenatal stuff, just a lot of subconscious scarcity programs. I do feel more movement in the solar plexus. There does feel like less desperation, less control, more of a spaciousness. Shifting around the shoulders. There's definitely a loosening around the heart chakra and any I was going to say protective, but maybe perfectionistic tendencies. Like, I have to get it just right, or it won't be okay, or there won't be enough. And really, I feel this gentle, compassionate, almost like nature spirit, helping with any stubbornness and rigidity. There's definitely a surrender in the shoulders, rib cage, lungs. really clearing out that scarcity mindset. Feeling it shift out of the neck, the spine, I guess the cervical spine, the thoracic spine too. And again in the solar plexus, that need to control. Our ability to let go. Allowing us to process any grief. Knowing that whatever was lost can be found in another form. Really pushing into the heart chakra now. Realizing that we must let go so that something new can come in. Just like breath. I feel the energy of compassion. And reciprocal love. Pushing into the sacral. I'm feeling it in the feminine organs. Still shifting in the sacral chakra and root. a self-reconciliation, the places we've abandoned ourselves to systems that don't serve us, or may serve our survival, but they don't serve our soul. And it's time for something different. Really shifting out of the root chakra now. Cutting any cords of attachment to systems that don't serve us, that ask us to abandon ourselves. So much movement in this sacral. Pushing out core beliefs. Allowing us to grieve any misunderstandings. As we re-honor the light. The light of truth and the light of our soul. So actually this healing is for healing, well, I feel like it's healing self-abandonment. There's an element of abandoning oneself out of fear of being abandoned by others. So bringing in even more light codes to restore, which is why that we had that I can have us both thinking. So any more light codes that want to come in to support the experience of being fully oneself and not being abandoned by others. That experience of having us both. And really bringing in light, because there's such a vulnerable feeling in the solar plexus, just such a vulnerable feeling of being exposed and anticipating that abandonment of others as we be our full light, our full self. Bringing in love. There's clearing out of the organs, I think the kidneys and the liver and the gallbladder. There's like a removal of this cord of restriction. As we bring in love. Bringing in love straight to the root chakra. I'm hearing the love of our family systems. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but there's a reconnection to the divine here. It's like reconnecting our family systems to the divine. And there was a shift in the thoracic spine there. Really, there's like love coming in to the higher self, the chakra of the higher self. So this makes total sense to me. It's like allowing the light of the higher selves of the people in the family systems to be what is loved and where the love comes from, instead of the shadow self or even the human self, which may keep us in stuck patterning. But basically, there's just an activation of the higher self here. And I believe this is for people within your family system. If you're listening to this, your higher self might already be activated if you're interested in light work, if you feel drawn to light work. So I think this might be an activation for your family system, whatever that means to you. But either way, if it's an activation for you or the family you'll create, like whatever, you don't have to interpret it for it to have value, for it to work, for it to implement. But I'm really feeling this not just in the root chakra, but in the earth, star, and the feet chakras. This is aligning us to a different kind of family system. Well, like, it doesn't like that wording. It's like activating a divine family system, or at least like a higher self, a family system of the higher self. And again, I'm feeling that shifting the spine. And the hip, the pelvis. This is turning into a family transmission, which makes so much sense because that theme of us came through. So as long as, it makes so much sense to me, and why it's so important that this be on a family level, even if family means how you relate to others, like your neighbors. But it's changing your family field. It's so beautiful. I would even say it's activating a family field. If perhaps you didn't even grow up in the family field in the sense that everyone looked out for each other. You might have come from a family where everyone used each other, which to me isn't family. Family lifts each other up, and they're activating this divine knowing within your root, your feet chakra, earth star chakra. I actually feel my feet vibrating. Again, that it's just the energy of love coming through. And again, it's pushing into the coccyx, the lowest part of the spine, the tailbone we call it. There's a realignment of the tailbone and therefore the pelvis and legs. And therefore the psoas muscle. Yeah, there's a release happening in the psoas muscle and possibly also the hip flexors. And again, I feel it in the liver or kidney. I think it's the liver. And the heart chakra. I feel the energy of trust. It's asking you to trust this, even though it feels vulnerable. Yeah, there comes the hip. My body feels a bit frightened by it, but in a good way. I feel vulnerable and nervous, but but it's just because it's new, and I'm letting go of the old defensive regime. Again, I still feel this in the feet chakras, the base, and the earth star. But really it's in the feet chakra I feel it the most. And there's still it's still connected to the solar plexus. I almost feel like the energy that's been stuck in the solar plexus is finally able to move down into the feet chakra, is what it feels like. I feel called to call upon Angel Hope, the angel of hope. And again, still the goddess Isis, who Isis I think is my higher self. And my soul family would be also connected to her. Or their higher self would also be her. However you say it. But either way, that energy of devotion and strength and loyalty and love is what I feel about her. An energy of surrender here. It's a really, really lovely release. We're really channeling that. I really feel the energy of Angel Isis, or Goddess Isis, and the Divine Mother. But it's so, the thing that I like about Isis is that, and this energy, is that there's such a wholeness in her archetype. Like, she's feminine, but there is a masculinity about her as well. There's an incredible strength and like immovability, like dedication to the point of beyond what we can imagine, like as humans, you know. And that's where that like commitment and impenetrability of like abundance comes in from, of just nothing can break that love. That devotion. Still so much movement in the solar plexus. And still the feet chakra just vibrating away for me. And the hips. It's all still shifting, like the psoas muscle, those same places I mentioned. I also see Angel Isis a bit as a warrior archetype, even though I keep calling her Angel. Goddess Isis as a bit of a warrior archetype as well, even though she's Divine Mother. Which again is a reason that I like her, because that's such a well-rounded, like she doesn't need a counterpart, or it's like, how do I say it? She seems so complete to me. Like, you don't have to abandon the divine masculine in order to embody her, is basically what I'm saying. Because, like, sometimes deities of feminine representation are all feminine, and it's like they have to abandon the masculine within them to, like, represent that to people. You know what I mean? And so, like, with her, what I like about the archetype is that she doesn't have to abandon her masculine aspect in order to still be a deity, if that makes sense. Which is like how we started with this healing, was like not abandoning parts of yourself to fit into a system. So the same way, if you're a feminine, whether a man or a woman, like, and abandon parts of your masculinity to fit into a system, like, for me, that's not functional. So, and why I'm making this healing. So, that theme is surfacing again. Again, like allowing people to be whole and complete on their own as they then create systems with other whole people. Again, that higher self, whole, almost genderless aspect. I mean, because really, does a higher self have a gender? Being like the central force for that person and for that system. Basically, we're like removing the duality of gender. Like, or if it doesn't occur to you as gender, like the duality of parts of ourselves. Like, there doesn't need to be a duality. Again, there we started with that us concept. So this is also a clearing around duality. And therefore othering. Well, that feels a lot better to me. I feel the muscles of the back adjusting or strengthening or something. There's movement in the back. And still in the hip, really on the left side. releasing armoring of the shoulder muscle or the shoulder blade, and therefore allowing for deeper breath and a release in the diaphragm. A release on the right heart, the armoring of the right heart. So like that's our ability to give love, I think. It's a part of us that loves in outward action. So there's a release of the armoring there. And of the masculine expression of love. Releasing in the right shoulder blade now. And again, like a lot of releasing from the liver, which I'm kind of associating with our need to survive and sense of self-preservation. And it does also connect to the kidneys. Clearing that, I feel that shifting something in the kidneys. And in the ovaries for our female viewers. It could be releasing in the testes in the males. But there's a release happening in the ovaries for me as a woman. And yeah, release in the testes for the men. Or if anyone who is both gendered watching, it will work for both parts for you. Yeah. Really, this is a very inclusive energy. Very inclusive. Still some shifts out of the, I think it's the lower back, but it's not the back, it's the chakra. It's the sacral chakra, I guess. Or this could be releasing out of others' hips, but it's past my own. Releasing out of the pelvis, hips, lower back area on someone. I feel they are of African descent here. Yeah, we're doing a few personalized adjustments for others watching, I feel. Because I'm feeling shifts that I don't have. I don't know how to explain it. There's stuff shifting here for others. Also, again, in the feet and the legs, like the calves and the bones, like something in the lower legs shifting. Again, I don't feel this as my legs, but I'm holding the space. It's shifting through mine, I suppose. Shifting out of the back, upper back musculature. I feel this may be for a male. It's like a release of burdens. A release from the breast area for a female. And the pelvis. Realignment. Okay, good. I feel it's coming to a close now. My feet are still vibrating, but it's coming to a close as we ground and anchor, integrate that channeling, transmission. Asking Mother Earth to anchor for us and support the integration process until complete. Thank you.